आज हम क्लास 12th के ऑन द फेस ऑफ इट के कुछ इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन डिस्कस करने वाले हैं जो असम के बोर्ड एग्ज़ाम में आ चुका है। तो चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं। Why and how did Derry enter Mr. Lamb's garden? Derry was a lonely boy. He entered Mr. Lamb's garden because he likes the play and thing to be empty. He came into the garden by crossing the garden wall. Why are not there any curtains at the windows of Mr. Lamb's house? There are not any curtains at the windows of Mr. Lamb's house because he was not fond of curtains. He also felt that by putting curtains at the windows, he would shut things out and shut things in, which he did not want. Moreover, he liked the light and darkness and could also hear the wind. Why does Derry go back to Mr. Lamb's in the end? ये 13 and 17 में आया है। आंसर है Derry went back to Mr. Lamb because he was a change boy. He had started liking the company of people. He realized at the end that he wanted to be a man like Mr. Lamb and wanted to have a house of his own, one like Mr. Lamb's. How do people comment so painfully about Derry's face and why? ये 14 में आया था, इसे ऐसे भी करके दे सकता है। How and why do people comment so painfully about Derry's face? ये 15 में ऐसे करके आया था। तो आंसर है People comment that Derry has a terrible face and that it is the ugliest face, although they seem to be expressing their pity. In reality, they are afraid of his ugly face. They say so because Derry has one side of his face burned when acid fell on him. Who should be friend according to both Derry and Mr. Lamb? ये 14 में था। According to Derry, one should know each other well to be good friends, while according to Mr. Lamb, all those whom we come across and who are not enemies are friends. What is it that draws Derry towards Mr. Lamb in spite of himself? ये in spite एक साथ होगा, हाँ मैंने सेपरेट कर दिया, सॉरी। Mr. Lamb is a good inspirer. Lamb is a good inspirer, a motivator and a patient listener. He holds a positive attitude to life. मैंने जो बोला वही लिखना है। इधर थोड़ा सा वो मेरा ए जैसा दिख रहा है ना, तो इसीलिए ठीक है। Old was Derry. Derry was 14 years old. Who is Mr. Lamb? Mr. Lamb is an old man. He lives in a big house and has a garden of his own. He has a tin leg. His real leg was blown off in the war. Is mean by handsome is as handsome does. तो इसका आंसर है the proverb handsome is as handsome does means that it is not important how one looks like, but it is more important what one is from inside his heart. It also emphasized that beauty does not lie in the outer appearance, but beauty lies in the purity of the heart. Does Mr. Lamb say occupies himself in his house? Mr. Lamb says that he occupies himself in his house by reading book and doing other things. He tells that when it is raining, he likes to hear the raindrops fall on the roof. The reaction after he saw Derry entering his garden. Lamb saw Derry entering the garden by climbing over a wall. Mr. Lamb immediately questioned his arrival. Derry replied that he had entered thinking it a lonely place. Mr. Lamb tried to comfort Derry by saying that anybody could enter the garden. तो यही था क्लास 12th के ऑन द फेस ऑफ इट के कुछ इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन। नेक्स्ट वीडियो पे मिलते हैं इसके और क्वेश्चंस के साथ। तब तक के लिए थैंक यू।